heal 5 hearts, and only restore half magic, so that's definitely going to be a little bit tighter.
Yeah, indeed. And so they nerfed that real hard. And what else did they do? What is going on? I guess we started.
Furaime getting an arrow in the sanctuary chest.
All right. Apparently we have a lot of people running Tingle today. I guess we're all running Tingle today.
Map check's not going to do too much good yet. Without the map, we're not going to know what's what.
Yep, the Keysanity mode kind of makes that a moot point.
So one thing that'll jump out instantly is with the Enemizer, you're gonna be seeing enemies that aren't where they should be. Lionels we just saw, for example, not just up on Death Mountain; they're gonna be everywhere.
Yep. Now I don't know if we use the health and damage randomizer as well. Those are possible settings for the Enemizer, and it could be that those Lionels, are there and menacing, but you walk up to them and they do 0 damage.
And we did just see a big key on Aghanim's ledge there, so we could have a Aghanim seed in this one.
Yep. Now, the other thing about hard mode is these single arrows are not validation arrows, because there's more than one of them. There's actually quite a bit of them. That's another part of hard mode. So they replace a lot of the 10 arrow drops with 1s, and a lot of the bomb drops with 1s instead of 3.
Yeah, it's going to limit the resources just a bit, make it a little more challenging.
Luckily, we did find out that the tier 1 tree pull up at the north end is in fact 4 bomb drops, so 16 total.
We also have storage shed. We have a spinning fire bar. That's not fun to deal with in that little tight room.
You've got that, that's the bomb farm room, as I call it, and you don't want to have to go in there with that sort of fiery death.
Got a throwing a fish at an old man for some money.
Very true.
And what will Blind's Hut hold today?
Well, who knows? So far, we've seen basically nothing but single arrows and something on the race game.
Big key Tower of Hera. That's nice to have.
All right. And another big key, this time to Misery Mire. So we've got a little bit of a palette swap, and it appears that there was a big key on the library that you'll need the boots to get into, or the boots to get off of the shelf. And I believe that was our first sword.
Yeah, Barry picking up his first sword in the well cave here, and the mirror.
Upon further reflection, I think this cave is pretty good.
Yeah, having that early mirror is nice. Definitely a nice find. Just the ability to teleport out of dungeons is just a godsend sometimes.
Alright, so all of our runners almost through with Kakariko Village. One minor problem, some of them have not been able to purchase this item that Kova purchased from the bottle merchant. You need 100 rupees for that, and nobody else has acquired that amount of rupees. It's because Kova did the early Houlihan route.
Yeah, getting that quick money from the Houlihan is definitely nice to have. Having a nice early sword is always nice, especially with Enemizer, with so many things to that are trying to kill you that shouldn't be where they should be.
Yep. You have no idea where, what sort of things you'll run into. In my experience, I've never run into a place where there were enemies I couldn't possibly kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, self-locked from something you couldn't take out in some manner or fashion.
Another interesting thing about this particular seed is we did include the boss shuffle. And so boss shuffle is a whole nother animal. When you walk into a boss room of a dungeon, you have no idea what you're going to be facing off against. I'm pretty sure that they don't shuffle is Aghanim and Ganon. So you will fight Aghanim, you will fight Ganon.
I would hate to have to fight Trinex in the Swamp Palace room. Not the Swamp Palace room, the Skullwoods room.
There you go.
With the conveyor belts and the spikes, that would not be fun times.
Luckily, I believe, unless it's Mothula, the spikes don't move.
Okay, that's a small bonus then.
Because they'd have to program in a whole nother thing, and I think the spike movement is tied into the Mothula code. Though I am basing that off of my only one Enemizer boss seed, so...
Well, maybe we'll tell when we get to Skullwoods if they come across it.
Oh yeah, Cold Stare at Ice Armor seems really bad.
Trinex and the Roller Arms would not be fun either.
It wouldn't be great. Helmosaur there is not fun either.
Alright, so
mainly because he likes to hang out over the hole.
We got a early Agina check over on BarrybondZ side, see if it pays off.
Yep, that's a very, very interesting move. Doesn't seem to do much for him, but it's a perfectly valid move.
LewdDolphin checking out the escape section. Not too much of value on the upper part of it.
So what hard mode does, Fanciful Unicorn, and for those of you who don't know, hard mode will take out some of the safety items and the easier items to make things a little more difficult on you. For example, you will only ever find 5 big heart containers. All the heart pieces are still in, so you could get a grand total of 14 hearts by the end of it. But if you've done that, you've gotten the worst seed in your life. Also, the potions are nerfed pretty hard. You only get 2 bottles maximum. All 4 bottles are there, but you'll only ever pick up 2 of them.
Yes, if we were playing with glitches, you'd be able to get all 4, but without the glitch mode activated, you can only get 2 bottles in this one.
Right. But the idea is, in this mode, all the 4 bottles are actually there, and somebody could get their 2 bottles from 2 of those locations that are different, but it changes them into money once the second bottle has been picked up. That's the rule. And the same thing with the sword and the mails. Things like that.
And speaking of a bottle, Furaime just picked one up in the mini Mortal Cave.
All right.
Gonna be able to check the bottle kid when they go back to the Kakariko village.
Bottle Kid is, of course, the sequel to Battle Kid.
Sick kid, whatever you want to call him.
No, I'm just saying. I'm making bad jokes. It's what I do.
Fair enough. Lewd taking another death, which is might be commonplace in this mode.
So the lamp in the dungeon chest, where you go rescue Zelda from, it's a little out of the way, to be honest, and I mean, most people will end up checking it, but still, that's kind of Kind of fortunate, actually, because you have the mirror, and you can just mirror out and go into the dark escape.
Yeah, that dark escape is one that people often forget, just not wanting to come back here the first time if they don't have a light source behind them.
Oh boy. LewdDolphin is... Oh, and he gets bodied by the trap right before picking up the chest.
Yeah, that was a spike trap out of nowhere, for example. All four of our featured racers tonight are in the castle area, so they should all be looking at approximately the same stuff. We don't have some Tingle fans in chat apparently tonight. Looking forward to the Tingle deaths.
Yeah, you know, he's a divisive figure, let's put it that way. Alright, LewdDolphin is now taking his time, being very careful, going through the dark escape area. He's gonna try not to get wrecked by this trap.
Oh, gets wrecked by a spider instead. One of those little shadow spiders.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, MrBarrybondz grabbing his lamp as well.
Yep.
Now, Bob,
they
I
don't
believe
call this hard mode for nothing, folks. What's up?
I believe the enemies will still do their vanilla damage, so they'll still have like 4 heart Chinchons, if I'm accurate on that.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So if you have a 4 heart roller bar like that, you're gonna be taking quite some damage.
Very true. And he finally makes it to the key, and it's a key to Palace of Darkness, which, to be fair, is one of the more useful keys in the game when it comes to Keysanity mode.
Yeah, everyone wants to get the pod out of the way early. It usually has a lot of worth to pod.
Yeah, there are more item locations in pod than any other normal dungeon in Keysanity, because there are 14 spots. It beats Swamp by 2. Swamp has 12. I believe Turtle Rock also has 12. And it just goes down from there. Or maybe Swamp has 10. Turtle Rock has 12. I don't know. I can't remember.
They have a bunch, let's just say that.
Numbers. Numbers are numbers, and we do things with numbers.
Alright, what's the old man hiding today? Power Glove, that's a nice one.
Yes.
And a key to Ice Palace.
Well, you know, I might have a little bit of advice for LewdDolphin right now.
Oh yeah? What would that be?
Is? It might be something along the lines, go up to Death Mountain, gloves and the lamp, they say you can go up to Death Mountain and rescue that old man.
And 8 out of 10 in that performance. Good job.
Sorry, I had to throw in a rando carol.
I approve. That is a lot of Lionels for that little passageway.
Gross.
You know, at least they're making Lionels actually challenging in this, though. And that's the one thing about LTTP that makes me sad. Lionels in Z1 are such a annoyance. In Z3, you only see them twice.
Yeah. Well, here we get to see him a lot.
And that's a good thing. Alright, we got Furaime checking the back part of Escape, the 3 chests down here, see what they find. Alright, so we have MrBarrybondz looking through the Death Mountain section, as you just proclaimed a few seconds ago. Kova and Lewd are exploring Eastern, see what they find in here. Nothing of too much value quite yet. Robbing the old man of his 100 rupees.
Seems pretty good.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta rob an old man of his money.
Yep, I mean, somebody's got to put that pension to good use.
Might as well be Link.
Or even Tingle in this case.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, Tingle loves rupees more than anything. Wait, that's Kiki. Dang it.
Alright, so we did see a map there, but we might not be checking to see which one that is. It's a little bit out of the way to go just for a map.
Yeah. I mean, if we see MrBarrybondz having trouble figuring out which dungeons are crystals later on, maybe. I don't know.
Going to Hera, though.
Yep. We picked up the big key, as you recall, in Kakariko Village, so they will be able to head right on upstairs. And apparently we also picked up a small key. So they will be able to clear this sucker out, and that is the hammer.
Yeah, hammer's definitely nice to find. Opens up quite a bit of the world once you get well, the gloves too. We already have gloves. So yeah, we have partial Dark World access, I believe. And we had the flute in Eastern Palace, apparently.
So the flute has been acquired, and LewdDolphin will be activating it shortly.
Kova as well with their flute. And we have Hyrule's national anthem, the Swag Duck anthem.
Yes, we do. I'm working on something. Hang on.
No worries. Oh, and we have Vitreous in Tower of Hera boss. That's not going to be fun to deal with. Welcome to boss Enemizer. We got Vitreous on Hera today. And MrBarrybondz takes a death from Vitreous. Also go back to start, try again. Furaime is heading up that jungle for his vicinity right now. And MrBarrybondz saying, nope, come back here later on.
Yeah, you want to leave behind Vitreous. I will get to a swag duck thing when there's a little less action on the screen. Let's put it that way.
So we know how everyone loves the bird toss in LTTP Rando. We get a lot of fish toss today. Furaime also taking a crack at Vitreous here, just getting bodied by the eyeballs.
It's doing so from the side, so the lightning's not a problem. But the eyeballs, you know, they don't stop when you want them to.
Yeah, Furaime is saying, yeah, no, this is taking too much time. Come back here later as well.
So yeah, noping right on out of there.
Kova picking up their hammer as well. Kova's gonna check downstairs though. Alright, Furaime checking the spiral cave here without shoes. This is going to be taking a little bit of a long walk. Just a main room to fight 3 angry soldiers in with just a hammer. And MrBarrybondz taking a death, unfortunately. We'll have to come back here in a bit as well. And let's see what the Hera tower room leads to. It leads to a green rupee. Not too much there. Lewd did pick up that map. I did not catch what it said because there's just so much going on right now.
Alrighty. Sorry about that. I am back in the commentary mode.
No worries. So we have Kova and Hera right now, about to find out the friend that he'll have to fight on the top floor.
Yep.
We had Furaime taking a death at a pretty bad time, unfortunately, in this cave here. Had to take a walk back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a rough cave on only that amount of hearts, with not too much room to maneuver in.
Yep, it's just... That's the thing with Enemizer. You've got to... It's very hard to deal with just the random assortment of enemies you'll run into.
We did have a Ganon's Tower key in Hera as well that they've been picking up. I just caught.
All right. I mean, it's not the big key, but you know,
it's a key.
If you find the big key to Ganon's Tower and then a small key, you can, you know, go mode the place once you get there.
Oh, Moon Pearl in MrBarrybondz side.
Oh boy. Looks like we have what we call in the biz Dark World access.
Kova getting spiked, unfortunately.
Oof. Yeah, spike out of nowhere is sort of a common occurrence in this game. Oh, we got Wall Masters in Hera. That's fun. Get out.
Alright, so far everyone has said nope to Hera, and they've been moving on. We'll see what Lewd does here, if he gives a crack at it, or if he moves on as well.
There's always those weird possibilities here. So we see MrBarrybondz taking a look at everybody's favorite hype cave, Hype Cave.
Okay, the Cave of Infinite Sadness lately. Fire rod, not a bad thing. Fire rod and blue mail, that's definitely nice to have.
Yep.
So Hype Cube had some worth today.
That is one of 2 places to pick up a mail upgrade, but you'll only be able to pick up the 1. So there you go. So far, LewdDolphin is giving it the old college try.
And meets the same fate as the other 3. Vitreous says no. Marvin20XX asks why the color change. It's just a option that you can shuffle palettes.
Yep, it is one of the many options for the Enemizer that exists. Along with making your day much more difficult, it can also make your world much more colorful.
Furaime picking up their fire rod and blue mail as well.
Indeed.
And Kova picking up their moon pearl.
Alright, so we've got MrBarrybondz making the play on the catfish? Yes. The catfish.
What will Quakefish give us today?
Oh, Namazu.
And just an arrow.
Yep. We've got a little bit of ammunition.
Nothing too exciting from the fish today.
Yep. So, we now have Furaime taking the monkey to open up Palace of Darkness. Now, we did see 1 small key for Palace of Darkness, for sure. So they will be able to get somewhere inside this dungeon. Oh, that looks like a 2 to me, so maybe he's got 2.
I can't tell. It does look like it's a 2 small keys, though, yes.
Alright, so just a blue rupee there. And so now, if you want to check the rest of this, you have to open this door. And when doing Keysanity... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Enemizer. So, in Enemizer, there's a very good chance that this right side over here is not bow-locked. The rest of it, in normal randomizer, it is definitely bow-locked because you can't get through some mimics that require the bow. But Enemizer could be something different.
Yes, any enemy can be anywhere, pretty much, so we just have a slime and some tentacles. And a pot crab.
Yep. So that opens that up. We can get 2 more keys, or we can get 2 more chests checked without wasting any keys. And the hammer allows us to even further navigate this dungeon. There's again Sour Small Key. And a Turtle Rock Small Key.
And we have Barrybondz making a pass through the Skull Woods, see what they find over here. I do not believe we have seen a big key for Skull Woods quite yet, so we might have to come back here also.
Yeah, the only thing that the big key opens in Skull Woods is the big chest. There is no big key door blocking the boss, so that's all that's required there. But I believe that was the Cane of Brian, or Berna as the actual name is. So Brian Let me tell you. We found your cane. You should come get it.
Yep, the invincibility will let them bypass the spike cave now. But since we are playing in hard mode, the cane of Brian will be using double the magic power that it normally would.
Yes, except I believe Spike Cave Room is one of those exceptions.
Yes, that is the only exception at the moment, I believe. That and the cape will both use normal magic in Spike Cave, but double magic everywhere else.
Right, and I think there was a bug the other night where it was actually using double magic below half, but that was just... I think that was an interaction between two different things. Brian does no damage to Vitreous.
And the anti-fairy just did not want him to go through that door.
There is that. So we see Furaime heading through Palace of Darkness at this point several times, because you want to avoid opening that first door if you can, because it wastes a key.
Well, having a mirror makes that nice because you can route a little bit differently than you might have to before being able to teleport back and forth like that.
Now, I don't think we found the big key for Swamp, or not Swamp, for Pallid. So the chances that we see a hammer yump are pretty small.
Out of keys in Pod now, so they might have to come back if they don't find much over here. Well, he's bombing the wall.
Right.
But no key to go through that door.
Right. So you can get in there to check the two chests inside the dark maze using a hammer yump if you want to. The use of the hammer yump actually allows you to complete Pod using only 4 small keys. And we find the flippers.
Yeah, Pod hiding the flippers today, so we can swim now.
Yes. But remember, because of the logic to sort of prevent key locking, the logic is just going to assume you opened that front door. So we'll expect to see at least one more key somewhere. Oh, and Furaime is doing the hammer yump. The other day I figured out how to do this, and it made me happy.
Yeah, as a new runner myself, I haven't been too keen on the bomb jumps. That's still something I'm trying to work on myself.
Yep. I would recommend, if you're going to do rando a lot, I would say the Ice Palace one's probably more important.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely one that I've been working on myself. But yeah, bomb jumping is definitely fun to watch. And hovering, for certain people.
Yeah. And some people love it, and some people get real salty. Alright, so LewdDolphin is farming money for Zora.
Yeah, we haven't checked the big fish yet. Let's see if he has something of value or a life lesson today. Alright, we got 3 runners, 3 different dungeons, and 1 person exploring the overworld, so they're all in pretty different places at the moment.
Yep. It is, I mean, I don't wish this on anyone, but it is nice to see that I'm not the only person who has trouble with that Gibdo statue switch room in Skull Woods.
Looks like Kova's heading back to Kakariko. And Lewd is making his way over to the big fish. See what they found.
All right. So, King Zora, just a heart piece on the ledge. Though in hard mode, I might pick up every heart piece I see that I can reach.
Yeah, for sure. And so let's have it.
Flippers.
Let's have it, chat. What's the big fish selling today for us?
Also, Zora's domain is a literal hellscape in Enemizer. Just saying. Oh.
And we only get a bomb.
Best transaction ever.
I did see someone in chat say 1 bomb, so we do have a winner.
Congratulations.
And we have the...
You're a sadist. I what?
Indeed.
Ooh. We've got Cape from Sick Kid.
So would that make him like cosplay kid now, or
could be
kid?
He was like the kid was his parent. His mother is Edna Mode, who would always tell him no capes, so he had to give it away. All right, will everyone please rise? On such a magic night, I fly by right by your side. As the swag duck I can take you to fly. And I say to the chat, as our runners get wrecked, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
And that was Dr. Bob-tastic, folks. And we have the bow in Thieves Town.
The bow! The D has been acquired.
With some ice blue pokies. Alright, so we got... Looks like Kova has backed out of Thieves Town for now. Did what they could there.
LewdDolphin is doing coffee break strats in the Tower of Hera at the moment. Gonna check what's in the basement.
He has not seen the surprise at the top of the tower quite yet.
Oh boy.
Yeah, when Lewd was here before, he got about halfway up and met his fate. And now he's heading back.
And that green rupee. Oh, and we dig up a shovel! Yes! I have one more rando carol for when we get to Ganon's tower.
Will it be the 12 Days of Hyrule?
No, I don't think so. That's probably a little much. I don't want to, like, monopolize the stream with my singing. That's a little bit, over the top, and it's really more about the runners. So... let's see. Kova is going to take that shovel and put it to good use, maybe?
Well, Kova doesn't get the power gloves. The Titan's bits, I should say.
Oh. Mr. Stumpsman. Give me some gloves. And
a big key
for Ice Palace. So big key for ice is not it's not required if you know how to do the bomb jumps. But the logic wants you to have it to beat Ice Palace. So we replace the Gibdos with anti-fairies and make it so much worse.
And we have Lewd trying the luck on Vitreous here. Let's play dodge that eyeball.
Yeah, seems to be doing decently. Managed to be at full health so far.
The problem with this is the fighter star just does such little damage, and you can't really move around too much.
Yeah, I think you've got to hit the. Don't hold me to it. I think each eyeball will take like 12 hits or something with the fighter sword spins.
And on that green tunic, it just takes 2 hits to say goodbye to him for now.
Yep. And we see LewdDolphin also taking the nope.
And MrBarrybondz is heading into Eastern, getting his flute as well.
Shovel was in the digging game, and the dig spot was the big key of Ice Palace.
So of the big keys we've found, I think we've only found 1 critical one so far. And we don't even know if that's a crystal yet. However, we do know there's a big key on Aghanim's ledge in the lumberjack shed, so we might need to kill him anyway.
There is that possibility. Could very well be like the Thieves Town big key, which is massively important.
Ganon's tower big key.
Yeah, that's also important.
Now this is a lag-tastic room.
Oh my goodness. Just... no. I think I would look at that room and just go, nope! Also, so coming up in this room, or in this deal, is basically an actual nightmare of a room for most Keysanity runs. Not this next room, but the room after that, where there's usually 6 squiggly guys and the 2 Igors. That's 8 enemies randomized in a confined space.
It just looks like it's a little mini hammerheads in this one. Hammer shells, I should say.
Alright, that's doable. That's reasonable.
And we had a vanilla Mothula in his own room today.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate, because Mothula in his own room is ugly.
On the other hand, we have Blind in where Kova was, which was, I believe, Eastern.
Palace. Eastern Palace, you don't necessarily need the bow to get to Blind. Or where Armos would be. Pod, you definitely still do need the bow to finish. A lot of people forget about that eye statue you have to shoot.
Blind getting the upper hand at Kova. Kova heading back to Pod now.
It was. I don't believe it was Kova who originally explored Pod.
No, this is Kova's first dip in the pod.
Right. We see him having the same 2 small keys. Now, luckily, hard mode still does have silver arrows. They will exist somewhere.
And judging by our tracker, Bob, we have pendants in Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and it looks like Skull Woods. So that's going to be our pendants.
Interesting. That is some top-notch work by our trackers, because I would have not caught any of that.
No, I did not either until I checked the tracker myself.
So yeah, thank you very much to our trackers. By the way, our trackers, Ursula and Wolfman.
Yes, thank you both very much for the behind-the-scenes work. We appreciate it greatly. I do not believe we've seen the surprise hiding in the boss door of Pod quite yet.
Nope.
I believe since this is normal, we see each boss once still. Is that accurate?
Not that I know of. Last time I saw a boss randomizer, the number of bosses could be weird. Like, I got 2 cold stares.
Barrybondz finding the key to Eastern on the desert ledge. Okay, so chat is correcting me. We can see multiple bosses.
And so Barrybondz picks up that Ice Palace big key as well off of the shovel. Now, one of the things you know about Keysanity is a lot of people forget that in Swamp Palace there's a chest you open right at the beginning. That usually contains a small key. And I've seen a lot of people go in there without thinking about it and be like, oh, wait, I need a small key. And of course the small key is completely somewhere else.
Those anti-fires just want to guard that door like no tomorrow. Map of Ganon's Tower, not exactly the nicest thing to find.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we know what waits at the end of Ganon's Tower. Don't think that gets randomized.
Yes, I believe that would have to be
Beamos.
Boo.
Everybody hates Beamos. Sorry, that was... I don't know where that came from.
And we have a swamp house checked by Barrybondz.
Mm-hmm. Did he find the vanilla key in the Swamp Palace chest? Is that what just happened here?
I'm thinking that's what happened.
I was doing this whole spiel about how you're going to be real disappointed when you go into Swamp and you open that chest and it's not the key, and it's just like, it was the key. Why? Why you gotta do that to me? Yeah, I think MrBarrybondz did check Stumpsman.
And a quick thank you to King Recycle for the Twitch Prime sub. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, there is not 10%. It's more like 1%.
Lewd's gonna be checking the graveyard ledge here, see what he finds.
Just a big 20.
Kova checking the man under the bridge. Furaime grabbing their shovel.
The Thieves Town small key. So that would give them access to the big chest once the big key is acquired.
And the Hylian Lake Ledge has a spike trap guarding a rupee.
Yep. So it's a good thing you get a few iframes before you have to deal with the spike trap.
Surprise.
Surprise spike trap is... I believe surprise spike trap is the subtitle of Enemizer. Enemizer, surprise spike trap.
Yoni Man, this is a Link to the Past, Keysanity, Enemizer Boss Shuffle, Hard Mode Seed. Yes, it is basically Hell on Earth, or Hell on Hyrule.
No, we have a thing for that. I believe there is a randomizer mode just called Hell Mode. And it's worse than this. Not by much, but it's worse than this.
Color me intrigued.
Yeah, I don't actually know exactly what it is. So we see MrBarrybondz making the play into Ice Palace. Which to me seems like a perfectly reasonable play, considering they have the big key, small keys, at least one small key, so assuming you know how to do the bomb jumps, that should be enough. Now, without the hook shot or the cane, they could run into some issues, but I think they should be okay.
We got Furaime taking Jeremiah on his little pathway.
Chicken Miser? How would you get anything killed if it was Chicken Miser?
Very carefully.
I'm told there may have been Quack.
Yeah, so it looks like the frog gave Furaime Quack.
So the Quake Medallion acquired, and yet another arrow from the purple chest.
Kova finding the 500 rupee bomb.
There we go. And we of course see LewdDolphin picking up the shovel, being the last person to do so. So he should be picking up his Titan's Mitch shortly.
And Kova just now checking the backside of Escape.
Alright, so we see MrBarrybondz getting ready to do the bomb jump. Now, the sprites change. Ooh, that's problematic. He's gonna need to nail it. And he does. Sort of. And then he falls in the hole.
It's always the worst feeling where you nail a bomb jump and then fall in the hole anyway.
Yep. So I just saw some conflicting information with our tracker. I'm reasonably certain I saw a pendant on Palace of Darkness on somebody's map. So I could be making that up. I really hope that whoever was doing the tracker was not basing the crystals and pendants on the music, because in Keysanity the music does not matter. Music is randomized. All right. Yeah, I see. I think you might have put Turtle Rock when you should have had Pod. Because I think we found out from Saha's Rala that Skull Woods was green. We see that Ice and Pod are pendants from the map.
So we have some desert gropers in the Ice Palace here. So we have some frosty gropers now.
Very nice.
Not really. Those things hit like a bus.
Yeah, they're awful.
Yeah, we got a fire rod in the one of the rods in Checkerboard Cave. I think that's Ice Rod.
Yep, Ice Rod off in Checkerboard Cave. And we just figured out that Turtle Rock is going to be a thing. Unfortunately, you don't know if you need it for Turtle Rock or not, because boss randomizer. You may need the Ice Rod for Cold Stairs room.
That would be something else. Drop it down in there and just say, "Oh, hello, Trinex. How are you today?"
It's very nice for the viewers and very awful for the runners.
Because everyone knows, as viewers, we want to see them suffer as much pain as possible. But it's more entertaining that way.
Clearly. So we see LewdDolphin is making the play on Aghanim's Tower. Now, another thing with Keysanity is Aghanim's Tower, the chests in there, can totally be things. I don't know if Lewd intends to finish Aga Tower. He has a single small key, I believe. Or not. No, yeah, I think he's got one. I saw somebody pick one up. Okay, he doesn't have one, but somebody does.
We did find a Master Sword pickup on MrBarrybondz side here in Ice Palace, though, so that's nice to have.
Ooh. There we go. also appears to have the Master Sword somehow.
As does
That's what
Furaime.
I'm
Yeah, with so much going on, it's kind of hectic to look at which screen has what.
Yeah, this is a... I'm sure this is as much confusing for our trackers as it is for everyone else. Randomizer designed to break your brain in half. So we see Kova heading to the back of Thieves Town, and we find Argus. So
No
Argus
hookshot,
is a
though.
no-go right now.
Yeah, no hook shot, you can't pull the puffs away.
Ah, there was a sword upgrade in Meyer Shed, apparently.
Fluffy Absol saying we might as well call it Agonizer. I can see that. I agree with that.
So when Furaime eventually, or not Furaime, when MrBarrybondz eventually heads to Meyer area, we might expect him to acquire another sword upgrade, which is the last one he'll get. Hard mode, all you get is tempered.
MrBarrybondz getting hugged by a Freezor, though. You don't want to get hugged by a Freezor unless you have to.
And looks like MrBarrybondz is a little short on magic today.
And that was an absolutely brutal room that Kova was in. We had the big spike rollers, 2 Beamos, and some tentacles. That's just not fun at all.
Gross. Yeah, that is another actual nightmare room. Because, of course, originally you've got traps there, right? Well, you know, there's like 8 or 9 of them. You gotta hit switches.
So not just did we throw the fun of Enemizer in, by making a hard mode, we've taken away their red mail, we've taken away their riot shield, we've taken away their butter sword. So yeah, they have one less sword option to dig out. So it's gonna be a little more painful than general.
MrBarrybondz about to go pick up the world's most expensive explosive.
Yep, the bomb of sadness.
You see Kova managing to pick up that key just fine. And throws the switch. And we see our first iteration of the unused cannon sprite from the game. Or cannon guard. It was in the game, it was programmed in, it was just never used. So we're like, hey, this is Enemizer. Let's put it to good use.
If it's in the game, you might as well use it. And we got some boots!
Speaking of using it, it's time to go fast. Excuse me, but could you inform me as to what the nature of those items are?
They let you run very fast throughout Hyrule.
Very nice. Apparently Furaime already got the boots while I was watching the upper screen. So there you go. Now in Enemizer, the maiden is not going to be here, or in boss Enemizer anyway. And we find the big key of Skull Woods in the maiden chest in Thieves Town. Which means we could potentially see a check of that big chest.
Now that we have the boots, we can get another big key, and we'll see what the one this one is.
It's the Ganon's Tower big key. Ho ho!
Yep, the best big key to find, potentially.
So, Ganon's Tower set up for go mode upon arrival.
We got Lewd using some door shots to take out these soldiers in the lag room here. And MrBarrybondz just saying, nope, I'm just going to use my medallion on you. It just sets them all on fire with bombos.
Yeah. Enemizer is not part of the website, so we can't select. You don't have the options for your seeds. But we do see Kova picking up the Book of Mudora and Furaime doing the same from the big chest in Skull Woods. So literacy has been acquired, and we might very soon be getting the mythical pedestal check from Kova.
And with this being Keysanity, there's more options that can be on that pedestal today.
Absolutely.
Kova is definitely in that right proximity. And let's see if he goes for the mirror.
I bet he goes into Skull Woods first. Or not. Oh ho. Here it comes, guys.
Okay.
Pedestal hype. It's the magic powder.
Now the issue with that is we don't know if that's required or not. We don't know what the witch is going to have.
Wow. Now, the magic powder, I believe the powder still does do something to anti-fairies, but I think it just turns them into hearts. Or maybe just fairies restore 1 heart or something in hard mode.
Yes, it does not change anti-fairies to normal fairies, that's for sure. I know that much.
Oh. Well, the pedestal said it did.
The pedestal lies. And we have a confirmation in chat by the dude saying that the powder will turn a anti-fairy into 1 singular heart.
Okay, so I was not crazy. What does it do to bunny beams? Anyway.
Alright, MrBarrybondz with the first Fury into Desert Palace here. And to have confirmation from earlier, we do not have conveyor belts in Mothula, but the spikes are still moving.
Right. Because the spikes will move when Mothula is there. And there we go. So Mothula goes down. Kova knows about the magic powder on the pedestal, so I mean, we could see we can see that being required, though there is sort of a glitch to work around that. If you get both the Cane of Samaria and the Mushroom, you can do a fake powder to make it happen.
BarrybondZ picking up his second rod, getting some magic potions. And it looks like at some point he got this tempered sword, so he's our first runner with the tempered sword today.
Yep. Probably got that on the Meyer check. So, let's see. We've got several keys to different various dungeons. We've found the book. We found the mitts. We found the Bombos and Quake medallions, and Bombos is required for the Meyer entrance.
Still missing that hook shot though. That's one that we're gonna have to find eventually. And Canister Meyer we still need eventually.
Yeah, we do need the cane.
And we will need the hook shot for Argus, because Argus was, I believe, in Thieves Town.
Oh yeah, very true. The hook shot is required. Kova finally seeing that big key on the lumberjack ledge. And Furaime finishes off blind, so in Eastern Palace, so that is basically it. I thought I saw Kova do. Oh yeah, I think he bit it on blind.
Yes, Kova was bested by blind when they made their attempt on him. So while we have all four of these runners doing their turn just to beat this seed, which has been rather challenging. Chat, if you guys have liked what you've seen so far, please give them all a follow. This has been a heck of a race so far to watch.
Absolutely. We've got LewdDolphin setting up that hammer yump. Well done. No big key, of course, so he's gonna be disappointed by the contents of the dark maze and then move on.
Kind of missing half our command there, but we do have two other runners, not just Lewd and MrBarrybondz. We also have Kova46 as well as Furaime as well.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so it looks like LewdDolphin is... well, he's doing something in Lake Hylia. We'll see. We can go check the hobo.
MrBarrybondz, on the other hand, making it to the boss room of Thieves Town to see Argus, and says, oh, nuts.
Yep. Argus is one of them things.
No hook shot, you can't pull the puffs, you can't beat the boss. Alright, it looks like Kova might be making their way back to have a rematch with Vitreous here.
Oh ho! Vitreous 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Furaime with the same idea.
Ether tower, or an ether tablet to check for the ever so useful compass of Eastern Palace. I am now particularly glad that I was not actually running this seat.
This has been the epitome of pain so far. This has been quite challenging for these runners.
So I don't know if you know how legit garbage I am at this game. I'm pretty garbage. And this would be a actual nightmare. We have not had any forfeits yet, which is quite interesting. That being said, we only had 9 people brave enough to enter.
Yeah, this is the kind of situation where you look at it, you know what you get into, and you might just want to back away slowly like Homer Simpson into the bush.
Wolfman, that makes you someone who is good at dodging, or who is taking responsibility, and we appreciate you.
MrBarrybondz taking down Mahula, and Kova falling down the central hole in front of Vitreous and having to climb back up the tower.
Yep, except he appears to be climbing down the tower, and the reason he's doing that, I assume, is to acquire more arrows, or more hearts. There we go, more hearts. There's some hearts under these pots up here that a lot of people have to realize that you might want to get.
So it looks like each eyeball from Vitreous is going to do 3 hearts of damage. So you get touched 3 times, and then it's game over. Vitreous wins.
Very true. Each eyeball is going to take 3 arrows to take down. Or some amount of Master Sword slashes and or spins.
And this is a case where you can't even use dash shots because you'll just go right off the edge.
Oof! And Kova takes a death on Vitreous. Meanwhile, Furaime is opening up Turtle Rock.
No cane though, so they won't be able to go in quite yet, but it's nice to have it open at least.
You could refill your magic if you need to.
And we also have Luda making it around too on Vitreous.
Yep. So this is a special form of torture, the Vitreous fight here. Because I know a lot of people, when they're doing early Vitreous, they'll use like bombs and toss them at Vitreous, right? But it's standing in front of a hole. You can't get the bombs there.
You can throw it from the side, but that takes quite a bit of aim.
I believe the hookshot has happened. It was potentially in Super Bunny Cave? That would be my guess.
I was too enthralled by Lud's spin strats here on Vitreous. I didn't see where they picked it up.
Yeah, Lud's doing an excellent job here on Vitreous.
Now the main eye's going to be taking a walk around the park, though.
It's true.
See if we can arrow lock him. Oh, the eye is loose.
8 shots and Vitreous goes down. Well done to LewdDolphin, and that gets him the ever so useful piece of heart, which I say with a little bit of sarcasm, but it's actually pretty useful in hard mode.
Now we do have Kova also using spin strats, but he's using it from the upper ledge, where might be a little bit safer. You don't have to worry about falling off.
It's a little safer. It's a little less likely that you'll be able to hit multiples. But yeah, Master Sword spin strats, pretty decent. He's taken down at least one of the eyeballs, 3 of the eyeballs at least, a lot of the eyeballs.
It was looking like it was Master Sword strats into Hammer Smacks.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
How is any of this safe? None of it's safe.
Kova falling down the hole.
Into the hole.
Yes, he did, unfortunately.
That is some serious bad luck right there.
So that means Vitreous is still going to be saying hello. And we do have Furaime able to kill Argus down on their side, so Thieves Town will be finished for them.
So LewdDolphin picks up that hookshot and will be following in Furaime's footsteps shortly. And we have Argus going down, picks up the cane of Samaria!
So Thieves Town was the place to be right now.
I'm told that that's got to be Kane. Just saying.
It's gotta be. Who else could it be?
Oh. Kova takes another death.
And we have MrBarrybondz heading back up for their round 2 with Vitreous after coming back a little bit more prepared. They'll have Tempered, so that'd be nice for them to have.
Powder's only not needed if they find the mushroom. So the mushroom would give them access to Magic Bat if they could do the fake powder glitch. But until they find that mushroom, the pedestal is still on the table. Though I guess the pedestal is actually more on the ground, but that's neither here nor there. I would imagine Furaime probably has it. And we find a single bomb in Spike Cave. Everybody's favorite Spike Cave.
MrBarrybondz taking out the eyeball.
Yeah, MrBarrybondz with the expert Vitreous kill. We see Furaime taking the dip into Ice Palace.
Kova is going back to Vitreous. 1 heart, though, for the 3rd stage. See how they handle it this time. 1 more eyeball left.
There's another eyeball. It's only got 8 arrows. And that's how many arrows it takes to kill Vitreous. The big one. So he's gonna have to damage Vitreous some other way.
Going for the hammer smack, maybe? Alright, and with that, Kova has defeated Vitreous finally.
Yep.
Gets their piece of heart. But more so gets to say goodbye to Tower Hera.
So finally, Kova defeats Vitreous, picks up... You know what the most important thing you picked up from that was a health and magic refill. Because goodness, he keeps getting trolled. But it looks like the hook shot may be in his future.
Yeah,
as it is in MrBarrybondz.
Hook shots for everyone.
So, Furaime is making the dip into Ice Palace. I don't think we saw too many people go into ice. I know MrBarrybondz went into ice, but I don't believe he got particularly far because he got hugged by a Freezor in the upcoming room.
Correct. We do not know what the boss is, we don't know what is guarding it, and we don't really know many items in ice at the moment. We do have chain chomps though, and those are never fun to see.
He did clear this side of Ice Palace though. I remember that because I remember that chain chomp.
Barrybondz gonna be checking out Spike Cave here. This is the only instance where the Cane of Bride will only use its normal percentage of magic.
As before, we see just a bomb, everybody's favorite drop. Junk items for days.
Yeah, Furaime just narrowly escaping getting bitten by the chain chomp. Gets a hook shot to safety. Ice Palace looking like a chain chomp central here.
Yeah, item-wise, I believe that's everything that Furaime needs. You know, you might want the silvers.
I believe Furaime does have both medallions necessary as well at this point.
Yeah. Well, I don't... we don't show Furaime as having bombos, but it probably... I think it was here in Ice Palace, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they just picked that up a few minutes ago. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Furaime luck sacking a little bit on the ice bridge, with the fire bar being replaced with a red rupee. It's kind of the best thing. That's basically living your best life, I think.
Lewd making quick work of Argus, finishing Thieves Town.
Yep. And the Cane of Samaria drops for Lewd. And he's gonna be trying to make his way through dungeons as quickly as possible. Now, of course, we've still got those all-important keys for access. Meanwhile, MrBarrybondz is doing the Swamp Palace play, because once again, we know that he's the only one who made the gamble on Swamp and found out that Swamp had the key. So everybody else in this race is going to spend a bunch of time looking for that Swamp Palace small key.
We'll see the boss in Ice Palace here momentarily, and we have a second Argus.
All right, Argus Part 2. I mean, if I jump down expecting Cold Stare and I get Argus, I think I'm okay with it.
Yes, absolutely. This one being the light pink version, where the other one was dark blue.
Yep. All to do with those palette changes that happen between dungeons.
Furaime with a beautiful kill, just 2 fire shots and then a spin.
We find the ever so important Compass of Desert Palace.
And Kova's poking Argus up on their side as well.
Alright, so we see Furaime accidentally take a little dip back in before heading off to another location. Where are we going to head now?
We do have more calls in chat for Enemizer, so we need more chickens.
Chicken Miser? Yeah. Seems like a thing. Now I'm just thinking of Chicken Miser being like Ebenezer Cluck.
That'd be a nice April Fool's thing. Just chickens everywhere. Just nothing but chickens. And the more you kill, the more show up on screen.
Yeah, and every boss is a chicken. Like, just a reskinned boss that looks like a chicken somehow.
That'd be fantastic. And it'll probably give people nightmares, too. We could have like a giant chicken, then mini chickens that you have to hook shot off it to replace Argus.
So yeah, April Fool's, the April Fool's joke would be the VT randomizer now just takes your Zelda game and replaces it with a randomized version of Super Metroid. Just to mess with you.
That would be fun. Surprise!
Or
you are now Samus.
Or you get Super Metroid, but it's got Zelda's items in it.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun, actually. I don't know how it would work, but it'd be fun.
Yeah. So, enough about that. We've got some checks going on. So the Swamp Palace check. Ooh, LewdDolphin is checking the first chest in Swamp. And he's going to be extremely surprised.
And most likely very happy.
Or maybe he just won't even realize. Just be like, oh, just go. And then like half a second later, wait a minute.
Wait a second. And we have the Armos Knights as the boss for Swamp here, I believe.
Looks like it. No discoloration on the Armos Knights. They are on sort of their own palette.
Only a rupee for the troubles, though.
So, unless Furaime does not know how to do the fake powder glitch, pedestal is dead. Though, I guess there might be someone in the race for which pedestal is not dead. Because not everybody is going to know how to do that glitch.
There is a big key on Aga's lumberjack sledge, so it is possible we'll still see Aga. Depending on what that big key is for.
Yeah, so the only thing that the powder could really be blocking is like a key for Turtle Rock or something. We got the big key of Pod. Wow. So there's a Keysanity strat I've never seen. When you have the big key of Meyer, just go into the big door and then hook shot over to the chest, fall down, and you'll be back on the other side.
Hey, whatever saves a key.
I don't know if it saves a key, but it does save some time, and it's a very quick check for that chest.
We have Kova making their way into ice. And we have Blind in Vitreous' old room.
Alright. So, does the goo hurt you still, is the question.
Furaime is going to be hanging in the front of the zone, though, so we might not find that one out.
Yeah, I wouldn't chance it.
I would have to assume yes, but you know what happens when you assume things.
Yep.
Well, they just got bonked into it. They did do a little bit of damage, so yes, the slime did hurt.
And we find a shield. Barrybondz gonna pick up that Ganon Tower big key.
And we have a question in chat about what Enemizer and Keysanity is. Enemizer basically shuffles all the enemies around, as well as bosses. So bosses can be in different places, as well as we can see them multiple times. We have seen Blind twice, and we have seen Argus twice now. Keysanity, all the keys are going to be shuffled. So you'll find big keys in different locations, as well as small keys also.
Alright, so we see Furaime heading into the back of Desert. I remember someone saying he might have needed to find the big key for that.
It's possible Furaime picked up the big key already, and I just missed it.
Right.
Recall them.
I haven't had a good look at the menu in a while. For those of you who don't know, the menu actually gives you a nice little interface during the Keysanity seed, so that you can look at what keys and stuff you have. It's pretty important, and it's actually not that bad. It makes it a lot easier to deal with that.
And Furaime is getting the news that we do not have the big key quite yet.
Yep, so we need the big key for Desert. We also need the big key for Turtle Rock. And I think one more small key for Turtle Rock.
Looks like Jeremy might be heading back to finish off Pod. Check out what they left there. MrBarrybondz picking up the key for Pod in Enemizer here. Lewd making quick work of the Armos Knights, picking up their crystal here.
Yep. So, Furaime heading now into the Palace of Darkness. After picking up that big key, we may see him finish off Helmasaur. Because he doesn't know what's on the pedestal.
We still have 2 big keys we gotta find. We know there is a big key on the Lumberjack ledge. We don't know which one it is yet, because no one's checked it. So it's possible.
Yep. So one thing that we could find, say, at the Magic Bat, is the second key to Aghanim's Tower. Which would be kind of hilarious. Oh, sword beams. Aghanim, the boss Aghanim is not shuffled. The Agate Tower is shuffled, but the boss is not.
Well, we do have Lewd going through the Aghanim's Tower. So we might be seeing what's in our future as far as that key goes.
I guess he's got both of the keys, so he can just finish it.
Now, as opposed to the randomizer that we're used to watching, the just standard open mode, these chests in Aghanim's Tower can have different items, and they might hold stuff that we actually need now.
Yep, one of them had a big heart, and this one has just a single arrow. So now we see LewdDolphin actually going to make the play for defeating Aga 1.
Furaime finishing off House of Darkness.
Yeah, it looked like a Troll Dorm fight, which was less trolly than usual.
Yeah, without the buffer of not having to worry about falling, that's not nearly as annoying as a fight as it usually is.
But it looks like, while I was looking away, because all I saw was the pendant, the chat is informing me that we have found the Desert Palace Big Key on that Moldorm.
So that was a required kill at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Kova dropping in to say hi to Argus a second time.
And Furaime is going to do a second hammer jump.
And Lewd is saying hello to Aghanim. MrBarrybondz is also making the play up Aghanim's tower as we speak.
Alright, so how many unfortunate blue projectiles will we see from Aghanim today?
I believe we can see up to 15.
There's one.
That's 3.
Alright, so Furaime is heading back into desert to finish off whatever is at Landmola's. Once again, we still do not have the Turtle Rock Big Key, and therefore cannot approach the Trinex room. And we've got Cold Stare in Desert Palace.
That's ironic, having a ice monster in the desert.
Yeah, a little bit. So now we're gonna see a moment of truth here as LewdDolphin goes to acquire that key from the Lumberjack Cave.
Cold Stare just dropping an arrow, so the answer wasn't there, but to get the crystal.
And of course, Furaime has not been to Swamp. Doesn't know that they can get in.
At this point, though, they might be running out of options of where to go, so that could be the next check.
And this is the big key of Turtle Rock! Aga required, ladies and gentlemen. And Lewd made the play first. It's gotta feel good to be Lewd. Alright, so... Oh, Furaime is about to do the fake powder glitch.
See what the bet holds. Just a rupee,
It's a
so
blue
nothing too much.
rupee. So, the pedestal is actual garbage.
Nothing of note today, unfortunately, but we do have the Agassiz, so there's half the puzzle.
So LewdDolphin, it looks like, is going to Turtle Rock.
And thank you for that Twitch Prime sub, we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Furaime getting the pedestal news. Gonna pull the pedestal anyway.
And he gets that magic powder. It's a little bit of a safety in hard mode. Makes certain rooms with lots of anti-fairies a little more palatable. But of course, because of Enemizer, we don't know where all the anti-fairies are.
Well, we're going to turn that powder in. We're going to turn the mushroom in anyway, so how the mushroom hides.
Just another arrow. But we are going to see Furaime purchase a little bit of potion.
Gonna go finish off Swamp to leave Turtle Rock for last, so they can make their just jump right over to Ganon's after that. To answer a quick question in chat by BB Bulldozer, we do have 2 people behind the scenes with us working to make sure everything is tracking. We have Wolfman 2000 as well as Ursula. Thank you guys both for the behind the scenes work.
Indeed. So we see Furaime finally making the Desperation Swamp play. The problem with having the bosses on the tracker is we'd have to know what the bosses are in advance to really have them there, and that would be spoilerific.
So we just had Kova use the Can of Brine strats. It is going to use twice the normal HP magic to use it. And when it ran out, we did see that they were getting hurt when they stood in that slime, so the slime does hurt, confirmed.
Yep. We also see Kova using some Samaria strats. Oh! And
Blind with a last-minute win.
Blind 1, Kova 0.
Lude making the Turtle Rock play.
Yeah. As far as the Turtle Rock play goes, I missed a couple of things, but it looks like he may have actually found a Turtle Rock big key in a chest in Turtle Rock. I mean, not big key, small key. Which would fix all the key problems.
Yeah, and Lude's going to be checking Minute Cave, see what we have over here.
What's the best way to learn this category? Don't.
Really just practice and watching a lot is the best way to do it.
Yeah, really getting a lot of practice with fighting many different types of enemies specifically. Because you may have to kill any and or all of them at any given point.
And rooms that would typically be tame are no longer tame. I've seen quite a few times in the seed already.
Mm-hmm. Everything is very strange. Yeah, if you're running Keysanity, most often you will go ahead and skip the big key chest in Turtle Rock, because that's one chest behind a single door, and you really don't want to have to use those extra keys.
And we do have silvers in Turtle Rock that Lewd just picked up.
All right. So that's going to make that final boss fight that much easier.
Especially with Lewd still on Master Sword. He has not found the temper yet.
Ooh, gross. I feel like he will pick up Tempered when he goes to Mire.
And Lewd just ran right into the backside of a Beamos. Not fun.
Ugh.
Yep, the backside of a Beamos is not pleasant.
Nobody wants to deal with the Beamos' backside. Uh-oh. We got a little off track there.
To explain what we're watching right now, this is our Link to the Past daily race. There are 9 people in this race, all individuals. Right now, this is our featured 4 of the night. So they're all facing each other. It's not a 4v4. Right now, it's just 1v1v1 9 times.
Yet there are currently 9 people brave enough to make this race happen. We appreciate all of them, especially for taking time out of their holiday festivities to get this done. Oh wait, what? There's a Keysanity tournament? What?
Apparently, that's news to me, but apparently we are now seeing in chat that we have a randomizer tournament beginning January 29th, apparently.
All right.
Lots of shenanigans happening in the LTTP universe.
Shenanigans all day, every day. So, we see LewdDolphin opening most of the chests on the laser bridge, or all of the chests on the laser bridge. And now we'll head and see what is in the Trinex slot today. Keenanigans. What? Well, I think Furaime is about to hit go mode pretty soon. Furaime is making the play on Aga Tower to get that Turtle Rock Big Key. It looks like we just have plain old Trinex in Trinex's room.
Vanilla bosses and Enemizer. Not the best thing to see, but could be worse. There really is no bad boss to see in Trinex's room. It's fairly open.
I'm also pretty sure that you know, Trinex is more like Neapolitan. He's got like 3 flavors. I'm done. And LewdDolphin needs to get 5 hammer hits here, and that will take down Trinex.
Yeah, since we are playing on hard mode, potions are only going to be half as effective as they normally are. They'll restore 5 hearts or half magic, whichever one is
So we see LewdDolphin backtracking to pick up the vanilla big key chest because we've found another vanilla key on the laser bridge.
Furaime dealing with Ganon 1. 2 hours into the season, they're just now killing Ganon 1.
Yeah.
That's Keysanity for you.
We see MrBarrybondz making the play on Turtle Rock as well. Clearing pod is going to be required for all of our runners to get the big key for desert. Alright, so Furaime will now be picking up that Turtle Rock big key. Alright, so Kova's making their way into Misery Mire. We've got LewdDolphin checking desert, and Furaime has just achieved actual go mode.
Yep. Gonna be able to clear out Turtle Rock now, then jump right over to Ganon's Tower. I already has enough keys to clear both, so it's just a matter of time for them to head on to Ganon.
Indeed.
This room that Barrybondz is in is so much nicer without the chain chomps in it. Yes, I don't think we will be running the big key game today. Sorry, chat.
Yeah. If we wanted to run the big key guessing game for Keysanity, we'd have to start at the very beginning of the game, and you'd have to guess between 1 and 211, and nobody's keeping track of that.
I think we would just need like a separate tracker for that one.
Yeah, just one person to keep track of how many items every player has checked.
That would be madness.
We decided that Keysanity Enemizer hard mode was enough nonsense to not throw in the festive mode as well.
Yeah, having nothing but ice floors would not be fun, or even less fun than this is.
Ganon can be beaten without silver arrows. It's just very likely that everyone will pick them up, because they're, in a very convenient chest to check in Turtle Rock on the way to the end. But he can be defeated without silver arrows by very carefully spinning right
spins.
as he moves away.
Is it 24 with tempered as well?
No, it's 12 with tempered. We see MrBarrybondz picking up the silver arrows.
Yeah, and Furaime is not too far behind.
Yep. But will Furaime check it? Because Furaime is in actual go mode. That's the real question here. He will, and he will be rewarded.
It's right there. There's no reason not to at this point.
Kind of threw a little slash at it there. So far, nobody has fallen victim to this seed. Like, nobody has, you know, up and quit, but nobody has finished either.
Yeah, this is a definitely a test of your metal seed at this point. And if you're Furaime bumping into the same backside of that same beamos and falling off the ledge.
Yeah, I mean, you walk in this room, you don't expect... Nobody expects the beamos. It's the Spanish Inquisition.
MrBarrybondz is just about that same spot. We'll see what happens with that. The Beamos Inquisition. That's the story of today's run, apparently.
Indeed.
And Lewd, unfortunately, taking a death.
All right. So Furaime quickly dispatches the two elemental heads of Trinex, and the third portion goes down in a hurry. So while we're heading over to Ganon's Tower, as you know, in lieu of a chest game, I have a rando carol for you about an experience that we have all had.
Alright, take it away.
Dashing through the halls in a tower made of death, enemies surround from right and from the left, lighting torches here and more torches there. We get to Mini Helmasaur and then pull out our hair. Oh, got no key, got no key, got no Ganon key. I went up this tower and I do not have a key. Oh, got no key, got no key, got no Ganon key. Time to use the mirror and then lose my sanity.
Very nice.
All right, so thank you everybody for putting up with my musical stylings today, and I hope you've enjoyed everything, and if you haven't, I'm sorry.
Alright, so we have MrBarrybondz entering the Trinex room to finish Trinex off as well. And Furaime clearing up on Ganon's Tower.
Indeed. So we are heading straight up Ganon's Tower. So another thing about this particular mode, Enemizer, is you don't necessarily need the bow to actually complete it. The only thing that could require you to need the bow would be pod. Potentially. Because the mimics aren't generally mimics.
Yes, if you can get around that room, and then that unlocks pod for you pretty much without the bow being necessary.
So off we go into the gauntlet. The gauntlet today having some dark spiders.
That is the worst thing to see in a gauntlet. They take so long. They're just like staying awake, kinda.
Yep. Also pickets. I'm not a fan of pickets either. But the silver arrows make things a little less painful.
Liv
Bomb
finally finding the
slugs.
shield.
And Furaime finally losing a shield. And then picking it back up.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, it's just a shield.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, the fire shield actually useful for certain things like blind fight, especially if blind is randomized in a place he's not familiar.
Just a reminder, from my side, looks a little bit more conventional as far as the gauntlet goes.
Yeah, those wonderful red berries, though, I don't like them.
Yeah, those can be quite the pain, especially with ice rims. And thank you, Hyper Cyril, for the subscription.
Very nice.
And thank you, Night Ray Jack, for the bit donation.
And Furaime missing a little bit with the arrow strats here. Silver arrows can be extremely hard to hit Landmolas with, but it was just Landmolas in Landmola's room.
Lewd,
so more vanilla bosses.
Lewd taking out Martha.
I mean, the bosses are clearly randomized. Yes. But they just haven't been for Ganon's Tower at the moment.
That room that Barrybondz was just in, just cruel. 2 spike rollers, not much room to maneuver.
Oh yeah.
And a thief.
So we see Furaime gonna use the powder to get a couple of hearts here in a second, maybe? No, I thought I saw the powder. Sorry. He went to the bombs via the powder. I'm dumb.
Oh, someone did invite Helmstar King to the party.
Oh boy. And we see Furaime using the good strats for a Helma Dorm 2.
That has
which is
bomb walls,
strats.
Apparently.
Yep. Some people don't know that you can use bombs to explode the mask of Helmasaur.
Growing up as a kid playing Rando, I thought that was the only way to remove the mask, to be honest with you. Playing vanilla, I should say, not Rando.
Interesting. I know that there was a guide out there that said, that told you to do that, but I never read the guide. I was just like, I picked up the hammer in this dungeon. That has to be the way to kill it.
Yeah, I always just threw bombs at it.
And we see Furaime heading up to Aghanim 2. Aghanim 2 is going to be Aghanim 2. So let's see what kind of geometry we have today. Not the greatest. Still manages to get 1 out of it.
Second round wasn't that great either.
Huh. Geometry does not like Furaime today, or any of our runners for that matter.
That's a triple.
But we get the triple. Well done. And now it is time to face off against Ganon himself.
Tempered sword, silver arrow should be a relatively quick fight for Furaime coming in here.
Ganon with, you know, sage advice or a very good point. If we're not supposed to have midnight snacks, why is there a light in the fridge? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, well, he is a pig. Well, we will say that.
What are you gonna do? So, Furaime, this should be a textbook fight from Furaime. The silver arrows and the tempered sword. That's enough to make me confident with this fight.
Yes, definitely.
The third sword, it was... I think he's about to go get it.
And Furaime grabbing the torch glitch and a trip. Almost got a double. Not quite the trip. Furaime finishing off the pig.
And GG to Furaime, who finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 8 seconds.
Yeah, with everything that this seed threw at him between the keys with the enemies and being hard mode, that's a really good time. And MrBarrybondz is finishing off the Desert Cold Stare with Kova not too far behind.
And as I'm sure everybody but me knew, Furaime does not have a microphone. So we will not be hearing from Furaime at the moment. But that's okay. So, we see MrBarrybondz now, having acquired the final drop of every single dungeon, also heading up to Ganon's tower.
Yep, not too far behind.
And we see Furaime has joined us in the chat here, so GG, sir.
Yes, GG Furaime, well played. Any thoughts on the seed as a whole, Furaime?
All right. So we'll see MrBarrybondz heading into Ganon's tower shortly. Meanwhile, LewdDolphin, I believe, is finishing clearing out Ice Palace. Now, for those of you who are interested in the Speed Gaming Daily Race series, there is another one coming up today. It will not be restreamed, however, because the Speed Gaming channel is shutting down. The Speed Gaming Network is shutting down for Christmas after this race. So, if you want to get in on a Keysanity race later, feel free. But
that being said, we will have more races on Tuesday, and they will be broadcast back here.
That is true. And nobody knows what the mystery category is going to be yet. But I'm sure it'll be fun.
Yes, absolutely.
So we see Kova making the play on Aga Tower to finally go pick up that... oh, he doesn't have the second key, apparently. So he only grabbed the items in Aga Tower. The magic sack sleeps again forever.
The magical sack sleeps again.
I like that. Furaime's like, that was the fake powder into pedestal pull was the best move ever.
Furaime, what did you think about the BMOS on the bridge there in Turtle Rock? I think all four of you guys ran straight into its backside and suffered the same fate. Alright, so MrBarrybondz is going through the gauntlet section of Ganon's Tower.
Yep, indeed. So, there are 5 rooms in this gauntlet, and with Enemizer... So I told people once that I wanted to use scrub strats on the gauntlet, which I call scrub strats using things like bombos to just kill everything. And somebody said, no, those aren't scrub strats, those are Enemizer strats.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless it's hard mode, which you have half magic then. And double use magic usage.
Very true. I think it's just the cane and cape that double magic use, though.
Checking my cheat sheet here, you are correct.
So Furaime, no one killed Vidi on the first try. A couple people went back for seconds.
Some people went back for thirds.
But most people decided, you know what? Nope. So the new this is like several levels deep of ridiculousness on Randomizer. Normally Randomizer just moves the items around, and doesn't even take the keys and stuff out of their own dungeons. Whereas in this version, the keys and junk are everywhere, and also all the enemies are randomized. It's a mess.
Yeah, basically in this version, if it can be randomized, it's randomized for most extent. We got LewdDolphin finishing up in Mire. Kova finishing up in Swamp.
Yeah, we don't have entrance randomizer on for this, though that would also be fun. I do love me some entrance rando. We see MrBarrybondz making an attempt on Trollmadorm 2, or Trollmasaur, I guess, and he's using strats from the front.
Yeah, a little bit more dangerous. You can get knocked off somewhat easily that with the blowback.
Make sure to be careful.
Gets the shield off.
And oh boy, there we go.
There we go.
Helmasaur goes down. Actually, every time I've seen boss randomizer, Helmasaur has been there. Every single time.
Game thinks, what's the worst place we could possibly put him?
Yeah, basically.
Alright, MrBarrybondz on the Ganon 2 fight.
Alrighty, so here's that Aga 2 fight for MrBarrybondz.
And down goes Ganon.
Pretty creative use of geometry there to get that one working, and now we've got only the Ganon fight left, and so far no one else has finished this race.
Alright, here's Ganon again.
Yeah. MrBarrybondz is going to have to be very careful not to take any damage here. Or you might just take the death.
To answer your question in chat, or Terry 4, they would be disqualified for watching the race team, yes.
Yes, an actual disqualification, not a fake one that people meme about not opening chests.
I believe that applies for any SRL race, not just Zelda.
Alright, so we see MrBarrybondz pull off the torch glitch, and that's 3 arrows, 4 arrows. And MrBarrybondz takes down Ganon. And just a moment, we will talk about his official time. MrBarrybondz doing a little dance in front of the door, and finally finishes in second place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 51 seconds. So LewdDolphin taking care of blind in the Vitreous room. And MrBarrybondz is in the waiting room, so I'm going to bring him right on in.
And with that ding, we do have MrBarrybondz with us.
How's it going?
GG on that race. That was a interesting looking seed.
It was a pretty tough seed.
Yeah, so how about that Vitreous there at the top of Tower of Hera?
Yeah, that was interesting. I was like gonna try it with the hammer, but I got bodied.
Yeah, everybody got bodied. It's like everybody's just like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, it'd be really hard to fight that with just the... I think we had 5 hearts and green mail at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the second thing of amusement was the Beamos on the Turtle Rock Ledge that everyone dashed into.
Oh, the laser. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, everybody just right into it. Just like, well, what do you expect, right?
Yeah, I should have known better. The way that this seed was and the way those rooms were, I should have known better. Like, I died so many times just doing stupid stuff.
Well, they don't call it hard mode for nothing. It's a mess, this particular mode. Let me tell you.
This seed is pretty funny. Like, the fact that we had to go do Aga. Like, okay, so the small key was inside Swamp Palace, which I got pretty early, but I didn't have a hook shot, and I died.
Right.
But that was there. And I'm trying to think of what else led after that. Okay, then it also had the Castle Tower keys in there as well, to get to Aga, to be able to get the Turtle Rock Big Key.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, Swamp was a huge troll, of course, because nobody thinks, oh, I'm going to go into Swamp because there's this really, really small chance that the small key is there. Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But you did, and you nailed it. You're like, oh, sweet, I know a thing, but it doesn't help me right now because I don't have the hook shot. Ah.
Yeah, overall, I wasn't too happy with like my routing and execution this race. It was like, I was playing... I hate this Tinkle sprite. Oh my god, man. When I play a bad sprite like that, it just throws me off my whole game. It's just, ugh.
Yeah.
Then all four of you did the same thing in our Thieves Town of walking to the boss room and saying, oh, hi Argus, I don't have a hookshot yet.
It's funny, because you can like check that before, but no. I couldn't even do the hammer yump with that sprite. Like, I don't know the pixels for it. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, this is I've started doing this thing where when I'm learning, or when I'm playing my randomizers, I learn the jumps and stuff based on the shadow instead of everything else. That way, I can use whatever sprite I want to.
Yeah, see, I know the bomb jump for every sprite by the shadow except for the hammer jump. That one I know from Link's head, which it's basically the same on almost every head, but for some reason this guy's got this big pointy triangle head, so...
Yeah, what a jerk. Who does that?
What a awful sprite. I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't like the sprite, but I know some people love that sprite.
Yeah. Tingle is a very divisive character, let's put it that way.
Well, it was supposed to be a hard mode seed, so they're just adding to it.
Very true.
They should make us all soda cans. That'd be hilarious. That'd be really hard. Or purple chest.
Oh boy. Yeah, purple chest is really hard. Vidi eyeball.
Oh yeah, that'd be tough.
That's a good one.
There you go, supporters. You guys want to vote for a seed? Make everybody a purple chest. That'll be an interesting one to watch, because that'll be very difficult.
Yeah, especially depending on, you know, what mode we use. So like Keysanity, where hammer jump is almost a requirement. Almost.
Alright, looks like Kova46 is going to be heading to The waterfowl fairy.
I don't even remember what was there. I don't remember anything from the seed.
Yeah, no, it's all a blur. It's a giant blur.
It was that kind of scene where there's just so much chaos going on. It was like we were watching it, and even we were like, "What just happened?"
I've never seen that before. Kova like was stuck on that one for so long.
Oh, Pyramid Fairy, okay. I thought you said Waterfall Fairy, and I was like, wait, what?
The seed was pretty hilarious. Some of the boss placements, like I just knew Helmasaur had to be where Childorm 2 would be.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Because where else would you place them?
And that strat you used was glorious, because, like, Furaime used bomb strats, right? So, you know, throw bombs from the side to knock off the helmet. So you don't have to get in front of him and worry about getting knocked off. But that was the skill strat there. Staying in front with the hammer.
Yeah. I was like, he can knock you off, but if you hold your sword out, you can kind of just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, the only problem is I've seen him, like, run way down and then you're just, like, covered in him.
Yeah, this seed was awesome. Okay, this is like a non-linear seed. I like seeds like this where they're non-linear, but I just didn't really play very well. Like 859 screen transitions. I think my item menu was like 6 minutes. I think that's terrible. So bad.
Yeah, everybody here took a very different route to acquire all of their crystals. And of course, the last thing in pod being required is always wonderful. Especially when it's a pendant.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I feel like if I had found the desert key, it probably would have saved me a lot of time, because I don't know, it's hard to say, because I did go back to Thieves Town pretty late and get that cane.
Yeah, there were numerous times in this seed where all 4 of you were in separate dungeons at the same time, so it was like 4 people, 4 different dungeons, multiple times. It was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, see, Keysanity is kind of like madness. Like, I kind of lost count of my keys. But they're different. They can weigh on you pretty heavy mentally.
Yeah, we had a madness Keysanity the other day. It was a thing.
Was that the entrance shuffle / Keysanity?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I could never do that.
I think it, like, I'm blocked out all my memories of that.
That was something that would like be painful for the soul.
Yeah, that does sound rough.
Alright, so Kova is heading up to Turtle Rock to finish off the 7th crystal.
Yeah, and Lewd is finishing off Desert.
Yep. For also the 7th crystal. So this will be a pretty close race between these two for the next slots. And then, of course, there could be 2 more, you know, some more dark horses in the race that we don't know all about. So, Barrybondz, you got anything else you want to say to people before we move on with the commentary?
I hope you guys enjoyed this. The seed kind of pained me to play it, even though I still kind of liked it. It's just like the rooms are very trolly. I don't know. There's so many times where like we walk into a room and we just get bodied like right away. It's like, oh my god. What was that one room in Skullwoods?
The surprise hidden spike that just came out of nowhere at you.
There was that, and then there was the anti-fairies that like made it really hard to push.
Oh yeah, the one where the Gibdos and the statue, except it's not Gibdos this time.
Yeah, that was in Skullwoods.
Yeah, and that is a nightmare in normal seeds, and this was a special form, a special kind of hell. And of course, if the anti-fairy got stuck in the middle, you were just, you know, a little bit out of luck there.
Yeah, no, that was a tough room, and then I think I walked out, and I can't remember what the name of the guys are that shoot the fireballs. There was 2 of them there, and I died trying to go into the back of Skullwoods.
Oh, oh yeah, the Lionels.
Lionels, that's it. Yeah, that was a tough seed. It was fun, but painful at the same time.
So yeah, this is just, for those of you who are, newer and uninitiated, this is not really the kind of seed you want to start with, but it is the sort of thing you can come across as you're looking at different types of randomizers and the sorts of things that you can do with them.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds that's on the upper scale of worst case scenario. Not quite because it's not entrance shuffle yet, but it's up there.
But yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone for watching, Fiesel for restreaming on Christmas Eve, and you two for commentating as well, and the trackers. I'm sure it's a lot of madness to track a Keysanity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no problem for me. I wasn't doing much anything anyway.
You were singing.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you, MrBarrybondz. You're welcome to stick around or not, but we're gonna follow Kova and Lewd to the end of this seed.
And Kova sees the backside of the beam once again.
Yep.
Alright, Lewd is making their way into Ganon's tower. Kova's not too far behind.
We see Kova getting a little bodied by the lasers there, but he did take the safety exit, so he can just jump right back in.
Compass for MrBarrybondz is exactly what we want to see at this point in the game.
Oh, clearly. That is the most useful item in the game.
Bar none, thanks game.
Yeah, so there are randomizers for all sorts of games. Link to the Past randomizer just kind of hits a sweet spot with the viewers, I think, as far as how trolly it can be, and but how easy it is to follow, right?
Yeah, it's one of those games that's easy to learn, it's difficult to master, but it's always a lot of fun, regardless of what you're watching at the present time.
Indeed. And of course, if you're interested in doing any of these randomizer races, we have sort of a daily race series being set up for the month of December and perhaps beyond for the Link to the Past randomizer, and you too can get involved.
A lot of it just being part of the community and just having fun, just doing races and playing games from like this from your childhood that you're playing now 20 years later, and just like, wow, this is still fun.
Yeah, especially when you don't know all the answers already, like with the randomized versions. It sort of brings back that sense of exploration you got when you were first, exploring all these games, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're playing a game that you played 20 years ago, like I said, and you're basically playing it blind again for the first time in how many years? And every time you load it up, it's gonna be blind. You may know the strategies, you may know what to do. It's just how you do it.
Aces high, that is some sick alliteration there. Alright, so LewdDolphin making his way up the gauntlet, while Kova finally entering Ganon's tower. And we see that Korak has finished in 3rd place for this race. And we see Korak joining us in chat right now. GG to you for finishing that wonderful
Debacle?
Yeah.
I think Debacle fits this seed pretty well.
Or perhaps unholy garbage fire.
That's fitting as well.
Yes, this game can be streamed on a laptop. Ask me how I know.
How do you know that, Dr. Bob?
Because I stream it on a laptop.
There we go, chat. Straight from Dr. Bob. Alright, so we got both of them making a quick work up Ganon's tower here. Getting knocked off the bridge, unfortunately, on Kova's side.
So the so LewdDolphin was one of 2 runners here who did not actually pull the pedestal, and so does not have a the powder, and so had that anti-fairy trolling him the entire time he was trying to light those 4 torches.
Dope.
Let's see. Generally, I've been using just window capture for this, and to make it capture the inputs, you would just you would enable that in the emulator itself.
And Tromosaur getting a victim knocked off this platform.
Yep. Perhaps bomb strats will happen. Maybe not. We're doing hammer face strats again.
Gotta be careful getting a little bit lower on HP.
And those fireballs, you definitely want to avoid those.
Gotta watch the tail. Now here comes the bomb. Oh!
Oh! Oh! No! Spikes! Ah! And LewdDolphin gets bodied by Helmasaur King.
The ultimate 1-2 punch. Tail into the spikes.
And so Kova takes the lead over LewdDolphin, heading into Ganon's tower. So having a Hinox in this room is fun. He'll toss bombs around and activate those crystal switches.
No
When you don't want them to be activated.
Yeah, no one wants to invite Hinox to the party for sure.
So Kova46 making his way through this room. We've got many Helmasaurs on the invisible bridge. Clever maneuvering can just have them fall into the abyss on their own. Oh, LewdDolphin takes another death. It looks like we only had about 9 players in this particular race.
3 of which have finished so far. We still got 6 more to go. 2 of which will be featured.
That is correct. You know, I'd even give a shout out to probably to all the runners here, because so few brave souls managed to run this today. We had Katakahasa, we had Epic Yoshi, we had Furaime, of course, we had Chloe Prower, who was one of our commentators and trackers. We had Korek, of course, who's finished 3rd. We have Kova46 and LewdDolphin and MrBarrybondz, and also Slim Kirby, who is another one of our commentators. So, congratulations to all of them for managing to have the tenacity to run this seed.
Yes, to answer your question in chat, Furaime in the lower right corner was the first finisher for this race.
Yes, and MrBarrybondz was 2nd, and then Korek, who was in chat a little while ago, may still be, is 3rd.
And Kova also taking a fall to Helmasaur King, or Chromosaur King, we should call him this time.
He looks like he did take a fall. So one of the interesting side effects here, due to the size of the arena in Helmasaur, is that the dinks from Kova's hammer are appearing over to the right, like the visual effects. I think that's an effect of like parallel universes or something.
Yeah, that's why he also clips on the right-hand side also.
Oh, okay.
And Chromosaur King goes down.
So how many A presses can you kill Helmasaur in? I think it's probably 0. Anyway. Yeah, so Korek talking about Paradox Cave, which was in fact the final boss of this run. And we see Kova fighting Geometry Boss.
How many triangles can you make?
14. Yeah, we've got some weird things going on here. So for those of you who are watching and want to get in on a daily race, there is another daily race coming up in a couple of minutes, so you should really hurry if you want to sign up for that. It is a race, it is a Keysanity race. It's not all of this shenanigans with Enemizer and hard mode, it's just Keysanity. But feel free to sign up for that over there on the Speedruns Live network.
Still a lot of fun, not quite as diabolical.
Yeah, I've been told that everybody actually wants to run Keysanity. They just don't know it yet. Now, unfortunately, that race will not be restreamed, but like I said, it is still one of the community races, and feel free to join that.
Kova getting hugged by the big pig.
Yeah, he went in with a little bit of low health, so I don't fault him for actually sort of just taking the death.
No one likes a Ganon hug.
I mean, for some of us, Ganon hugs are all the hugs we ever get.
This is true.
And we still don't want them.
Ganon, no, please don't.
Ganon, please. Please, Ganon.
Sage advice and bad hugs. That's like a grandparent.
Ah, so here we go. LewdDolphin actually checks a couple more chests up on the way to Trollmasaur 2. Getting some pieces of heart, filling up the health meter. He's now got 13 hearts, which is one away from max for hard mode.
And Trollmasaur knocks him off again, unfortunately. Back onto the spikes.
Oh, and Kova, so close to winning, takes another death on Ganon. This time he's out of magic. He's going to need to go refill it. Alright, it looks like LewdDolphin has decided to go to bomb strats.
Yeah, Kova had to fly away to get some more potion to deal with the pig.
So far, the first two bombs have been ineffective. There we go.
Still gotta dodge the tail.
That you do. Alright, so we've got that sound means that 3 of them have been hit, which means it should take an additional 5 hammer hits to take down the mask.
Sarah Zelda 1 is asking when the main finals are scheduled. If you give me a minute, I will take a look.
I'd sure like to know.
Give me 1 second, I will get that information.
We do have the bronze match. First one scheduled for wait, never mind.
It looks like we have AA versus JSR Game 1, Saturday, December 16th at 10 p.m.
So that's the bronze match, but December 26th is a Tuesday. So I'm not sure what's going on there.
Oh, look, okay, looking at the official schedule, it says December 26th, Saturday. Interesting.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, I will get a clear answer for you if I can.
Yeah, I think there might have been some issues. Alright, so LewdDolphin is having completed the tower finally. Is gonna acquire a little more health. Head for Ganon, although Kova has finished. Kova finishes in 4th place with an official SRL time of 3 hours and 10 seconds. All right, so Kova once again, we will not be having Kova come in for a chat interview, or for a voice interview, but he will be in chat to answer some questions if you have them.
Alright, Lewd's gonna just finish off Ganon here, and they will also finish.
Yeah, so, yeah, Kova was in fact 4th place. I thought I mentioned that, but perhaps I did not. And
Nice double shot.
we've got Lewd with just a few more arrows to go, and there it is.
And Lewd will finish with a official SRL time in 5th place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 4 seconds.
Indeed.
Alright, and we will have Lewd join us momentarily.
Excellent. All right. So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this particular brand of nonsense from our randomizer seed generator. Hello. GG, sir. If you're talking, we don't hear you. Aha, mic issues.
Okay, just to clarify what we were discussing a couple minutes ago after reaching out, Tuesday the 26th will be the bronze matchup between AA and I believe it was JSR. The main finals have not yet been scheduled, but they will be coming soon. So just keep an eye out on the schedule for further information, but the main finals have not yet been scheduled.
Okay, my mic is working now, sorry.
All right, Lewd, hello, and GG. Congratulations on actually getting through this actual nightmare.
Oh, I'm in last place on the restream. Nice.
Yeah, but there's like 4 more people still running.
Yeah, but so I was featured on 3 previous daily races, and I was first in all of them. So of course I'm due to be last in one of them. But oh my gosh.
So about that Tower of Hera Vitreous.
I could not decide whether I wanted to fight Vitreous or to try to get to Paradox Cave.
Yeah, I'm told Paradox Cave was the actual final boss of this seed.
Yeah, and it's annoying because when you die there, then you have to like select Mountain Cave and then traverse all the way back over there. So I tried to do everything else, including Vitreous, because at least if you die in Hera, you start at the start of Hera. But that was frustrating. And then when I finally did it, I'm like, oh, that was so easy.
And then the other part of amusement for a lot of us was the single Bamos in the Turtle Rock bridge room there with the beams.
Yeah, the Bemos there. Just every single person walks in that room, dashes, boom, bodied.
And of course, I'm the one who had like half a heart at that point, and then I hit him and then died. And had to, well, I mean,
all four of you pretty much did the same thing.
Okay. We're not alone. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a seed. It seemed like it was fun. It was definitely fun to watch.
Well, it's the second Enemizer I've played and the first hard mode I've played, so that was certainly an experience for me.
Wow, you just jumped right into the deep end, didn't you?
I just figured, with these dailies that have like a wonderful configuration or combination of different modifiers, I might as well like jump into one of them feet first. Although I ended up belly flopping big time.
Well, sometimes that's just what you do.
And then getting a vanilla key in TR, and then having to backtrack to the lava room to get what I think was the Desert Palace small key, which led nowhere. And then the ultimate search for the Desert Palace big key was just an absolute nightmare.
Right.
I
And
think
of course it had to be on Pod,
Yeah,
the final boss of Pod.
which was the easiest boss of them all. Oh, it's only Moldorm. Nice.
Moldorm in a room that you can't knock you off into that.
Yeah. Oh well, I had fun. It was long, but I had fun.
Yep. To be fair, I have kind of the same mentality about these weird modes that you do. I'm just like, let's try it. I'm gonna fail, but let's try it anyway. And if I had not been commentating this, I would have probably been running it, and I would be, not even close to done. so very good on you guys for all getting this done.
I hope I at least provided some entertainment. When Feasel asked for who wants to get restreamed, I said, if you want comic relief, you can have me. So I hope I provided the comic relief of the stream. I don't know.
No, it was definitely a lot of fun to watch. It was definitely a lot of fun to commentate. So yes, thank you. It was a lot of fun overall.
All right, good. I fulfilled my job.
Indeed. So, with that, is there anything else you'd like to say to the general public, LewdDolphin?
Well, it's almost midnight here on the East Coast, so it's almost Christmas. But for those of you who it's still on Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas Eve. To those of you who's already on Christmas Day, Merry Christmas. To those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. And may your presents be bliss.
All right. So, with that, I think it's time to start wrapping up the stream. Once again, a big thank you to all of our runners, MrBarrybondz, Furaime, Kova46, LewdDolphin, and all the other runners who were in this very interesting race. And of course, thank you to our trackers, Ursula and Wolfman, for helping us out there. And once again, thank you to my co-commentator, Dark Falls, for putting up with my ridiculousness.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, my friend. Thank you for commentating with me, and thank you to everyone that watched, and thank you to the runners and their trackers, etc., etc., etc.
And of course, Feasel for setting up the restream. And if you liked anything you've seen here today, I feel like we probably put on a pretty decent production today, and I hope that you liked it. And if you want to show appreciation for that, if you give the people involved a follow, that would be appreciated. So with that, I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
I have been Dark Falls 1983, and we will see you guys on the next show. Have a good holiday, and we will see you next time. Have a good evening, everyone.
See you later.